Good morning, kings and queens. It's a beautiful day. I want to start off this morning by saying congratulations to Georgia for turning its back on hate. We are moving forward. I predicted this and as I meditated last night, because I know that we as a country are moving forward. Africans are going to come out with substance. What God foretold is happening. We are rising. America is reckoning with its racist past. That's not all that's getting ready to happen for Africans. A whole lot is getting ready to happen for us. We are getting ready to rise all over the world. The United States, has realized here that Africans have touched so many lives. We have. No matter what we've contributed so much to America. Not just building America, but just contributing so much to Americans, showing love, showing forgiveness in spite of what happened to our ancestors, trying to move forward and show love. When a person can forgive another person's ancestors for what they did and love them in spite of, forgiveness. I mean, that's love. That truly is. And we, as a country, have shown that we're turning our back on hate. The country is reckoning with the past. You have to remember where you came from to know where you're going. And we don't want to go down that road. We don't want that. It's not us versus them. It's not, it's not that anymore. We Africans have touched too many lives. We have. And so now, Georgia has spoken, the country has spoken, and it's time to move forward. Even though we know the evil's gonna keep on working, but the good, is rising. The good has spoken. The good is moving. Even the good is quietly working. You don't see the good working. You don't see God working. You don't see God moving. But you know that God is working in your favor. You know God is working it out. It's gonna be worked out. So on today, an emotional day, but a grateful day, thankful. I'm just happy, very happy. This already, I was already happy, and this made me even more happier. That the country has spoken and has decided that we're done being racist. We gonna bury the racism. The racism is getting ready. I'm telling you, the GROW movement will see to the end of racism. It will be the end. We are going to come together as a country the way we are supposed to love and accept, in spite of, I may not even like your lifestyle, the way you live, but I love you as my brother or sister in God. I do, because God teaches us to love. God teaches us, forgiveness. I've learned this now. Because I didn't love myself. That's why I took out a lot of stuff on myself. I didn't hurt nobody else. Some people hurt other folks. And I thank the Lord I wasn't one of them type of people. I just took it out on me. And, being a bus driver, you don't do a lot of talking, really. You sit and you be quiet because you got to focus on the road and you be thinking. And I didn't realize that I like to talk a lot. I didn't know that then because I was quiet. I'd speak to the people if people talk to me or talk to the kids, but now, I just, even then, I never thought that I would be in this type of setting. I knew that I was going to get back in ministry. I knew I knew. Because, see, God, I never left the Lord. I just was kind of doing my own thing. I had God there in the passenger seat, but I'm over here messing up, so I knew that I was called to ministry at a young age, and God been chasing me all my life. And I knew I was getting back into ministry, but I had no idea how off base I was, even when I was ministering on the radio, I did not know that anything about African spirituality. I really never heard of it. Really, I never heard of. My dad has been practicing for 20 years, but I lived out of state, so I didn't really see my dad a whole lot. And but man, it is something when you really learn it and you really go on your journey and you really begin to learn about it's beautiful. It's so peaceful. See, because you got to remove that chaos, negativity, and drama out. You got to get rid of that. That's got to go. And whoever bringing it, you call them on the phone. See, we got corona going on. You can't be around folks too much right around now. You can't go see people. So I shoot you an email or a text message. I love you, But see, you got to remove yourself. You got to politely remove yourself from the chaos, negativity, and drama, unless you like dealing with it. And then if you like dealing with it, it's going to keep on manifesting foolishness in your life. You're going to keep on this merry-go-round. And I already told you the definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. Somebody got to have some sense sometime and say, hey, wait a minute. I'm done with this. I got to do something different. I got to look to the woods. Like Jacqueline said, I got to look outside, look to the sky, look to the hills, which come my help, because this chaos, negativity, and drama ain't doing it. I've been dealing with this. How long you been dealing with that? That many years? It's time to do something different. Because look, I was dealing with it for a lot of years too. And I don't want to hear it no more. I done had enough. I done had my fill. I'm gonna tell you something. I don't desire the soap operas. I don't desire the shows I used to love, live for, run home to get to. I'm gonna tell you something. Well, the funny part is, I was at work, leaving work, honey. Me and a co-worker walking out the door, and this woman come running out the door, rushing past us, almost knocked us down. And she said, I'm sorry, y'all. I got to get home to the have and the have-nots. So, I was like, wow, that's got to be a good show for her to almost knock us down, getting home, trying to get home to see it. So that's how I got started. I started watching the have and the have-nots, honey, and I got caught up in that until I saw someone down like, wait a minute, no. And then the season went off, and I got, started thinking on some other, I moved in the house with the demons, started thinking on some other stuff. And I was like, oh no, so see, that's chaos, negativity, and drama. It was manifesting in my life, different things. And I'm worrying about this stuff. I'm wondering if the girl gonna get caught when she left the body in the yard. And that's, I was worrying about it, because see, I didn't want her to leave the show. I liked her. And I was stressing and worrying about her, but that was the last time I watched it. I ain't watch it no more, and I don't even want to hear about it, because people try to tell me what's going on now. They try to get me back in it, but I can't do it, because see, I already know who the have and the have-nots are, and I'm trying to build us up. I'm trying to reach for them have-nots and pull them up, because I'm one too. We all need to get up. We need to rise above this oppression and come out on top. And we going to, people. It's happening. God is with us. The good is working it out, working over evil. Good versus evil. God versus the devil. Guess who gonna win? All the time, God is coming out on top. I don't even know how you can want to stand in the face and try to defeat God, because you ain't gonna win. Keep growing, people. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. God bless you.